So let's talk about the Windows PowerShell console. This is going to be your main gateway to Windows PowerShell. It's going to be a very simple command line interface and provide you very minimal editing functionality. Let's talk a little bit more in depth about that version parameter that exists that we mentioned in sublesson 1.3. All you need to do is type a -parameter, and this is going to be used for the compatibility with older snap-ins or modules. You run this when you are starting Windows PowerShell. There is also a global variable that exists in Windows PowerShell, PS version table. This is going to be used to identify which version of PowerShell you are currently running. Let's continue talking about the Windows PowerShell ISE. It provides an integrated PowerShell and full editing capabilities. There are add-ons such as Show Command that come built in with it, and also community-built ones that you can download from the TechNet gallery. It provides functionality such as previously opened files like you would find in Microsoft Word. And by far my favorite feature, the Recover Unsaved Scripts. I am notoriously bad about forgetting to save my scripts. I leave my computer alone, Windows updates occur. It restarts the computer. Luckily, with the PowerShell 3.0 ISE and greater, recovery of unsaved scripts exists, where it will restore what I had opened previously before the application was closed. And also IntelliSense and tab completion. If you are not familiar with IntelliSense, this is functionality that you would normally find in Visual Studio. It is also built into the PowerShell ISE. And tab completion is where you can tab through different commands and different parameters. And in some cases, you can also tab through different parameter values. So let's jump into our first demonstration, where we will be opening the different PowerShell applications that exist. We are now on the server DC1. On DC1, we want to open the PowerShell console. This is running server 2012 R2, and the way we will access it is by going under the Start screen and then typing Windows PowerShell. You will see that on the right side under Search, Windows PowerShell has popped up. We need to make sure that we run this as an administrator, so I am going to right-click it and click Run as Administrator. You will see that the PowerShell console has now opened up. One thing that you may want to check is to see which version of PowerShell you are currently running. To do that, you will type a $sign to say you want to access the contents of this variable, and then the variable name, which is PS version table. We will explore variables in much more depth later on. You will see that it returns a couple of different values, including the PS version. Let's now take a look at opening a different version of Windows PowerShell. So we're going to go back under the Start menu, and we are going to type PowerShell and append a -version parameter to it. So let's open PowerShell version 2. And you're going to see down here, it is showing the command under Search. Let's right-click this and run it as an administrator. Some of the key differences you will see in the old console that we opened up, which was running PowerShell 4.0, and the new one that we opened up that's running PowerShell 2.0, is the copyright date. That is one way that you can identify it. Another way is to use the PS version table variable. And you will now see that the PS version is PowerShell 2.0. But let's go ahead and let's take a look at the PowerShell ISE. My favorite way of accessing the ISE is by having a PowerShell window already open and typing ISE. And what it is going to do is automatically launch the PowerShell ISE for me. Now, even though I launched that from the PowerShell 2.0 console, it is still going to run the latest version of the PowerShell ISE. You are unable to run the old versions of the PowerShell ISE.